remember the name of the brand, but they have a couple of
I think that's where I got
shirts.
this on the Culture Kings.
No, it's a different one.
Hot Topic?
I'll have to show you.
Rockabilia?
They have a Morgoth. They have a Morgoth
real?
shirt. Yeah. They have a Tom Bombadil one, but it looks kind of like super metal, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty sick. It's something like that, but like not in color.
There's this dude called he goes by the name of Isolation Man, I think.
I think that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, dude,
That's
yeah.
the one.
I have not got
That
a
Tolkien
chance.
shirt, dude. I got that shit on my Elfster wish list, bro. Like,
Damn.
yeah, dude. I want that shit.
Yeah.
It's my most wanted one. So
I like those shirts because it's like only the diehards would know what it's about. 'Cause it's not like Frodo or something,
yeah.
But
No, those shirts are dope.
he makes a bunch of cool stuff.
No, I know, man. I'm gonna order some because
Yeah.
they're dope.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Betamax. My name is Fidel, and joining me on this episode is Eddie and Jose. What's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
What's up?
Dip.
Tip.
You didn't do your slurp. I'm gonna cut that out.
I didn't do it right.
So, what are we talking about, guys?
Fast and the Furious? No, you guys already did that.
Hey, so what did you think? I didn't even ask you. Like, what did you think of the show that we went to last week?
Oh, the one downtown?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was cool, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was fun. I liked the spot. That was
Yeah.
a cool spot, dude. I really liked it. Yeah, I liked it. It was like a vintage store, but like kind of consignment, but like it had a bunch of different things.
Consignment. That was the word I was trying to think of. I was like, I couldn't think of it. I kept just saying like, oh, it's like a swap meet style.
Yeah.
Yeah, consignment. That's what it is.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool little back area they had for the bands. It's not a bad setup, dude. Pretty cool. The people that ran that thing seemed pretty down to earth, so
Yeah.
that's a plus.
Yeah, because we went to see Zabalba there.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Dude, it was fucking packed.
Really?
Like, probably double when we were there.
Really?
It was insanely packed.
Oh, wild.
Yeah. It went nuts, dude.
That's tight.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Nate, and he was like, oh, dude, like, he's been wanting to play Riverside again. Like, he misses playing Riverside. And I think the last time they played was 2009 or something like that in Riverside. So I was like, fuck. So he was pretty excited about it.
That's dope. Yeah, because we haven't had like venues
Yeah.
for a while, So,
Especially not for like hardcore shows like that,
oh, for sure.
Because I know like the Hideaway has shows sometimes.
Oh,
Like
that's right,
here
'cause
and
we went
there.
to that one, that Deathlands and the Military Gun.
Yeah, like, and that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. And then Back to the Grind still has shows every now and then. And then like that spot next to Back to the Grind, when you go upstairs, they I forgot what they call it, but they have shows sometimes. We saw the Showcase documentary there, but they mostly have like dark wave style shows there. But yeah, it was cool, dude. That's a Zabalba show. It was nuts.
That's dope, dude.
There was a shitload of people there.
Man, yeah, I wanted to go, but had band practice.
Should have went after.
We did it pretty late.
How late?
Went till 11.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Schedules.
Yeah, you wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
What'd you think of the spot, Eddie?
It was cool. I do think it's a recipe for disaster waiting to happen because of the alcohol. They don't check anyone.
Yeah.
So either someone's gonna get stabbed or something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just they're gonna burn the spot.
Well, there was an incident. It was during Desmadre. I was inside for them for a little bit, but then I walked outside because it was just too packed, and like people kept kind of like pushing me from behind to walk by me. So I was like, I'm just gonna go outside. And when I was outside, I just see like this small guy like get thrown out the door, and like this big dude coming after him. He's like, get the fuck out of here, man! Just fucking leave. And he was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, and then I forgot who I asked what happened, but they're like, yeah, like, he was just acting fucking stupid in there. And so they were like beating his ass while kicking him out. But yeah, like nothing escalated. Like once they were outside, like he left and that was it.
It is like by far like the coolest spot in Riverside right now.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it continues.
Yeah, so do I.
But yeah, I agree with Eddie. It's a recipe for disaster, just because like they don't check shit really.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't trying to dress niche like that, but
Hey, they don't. We didn't say the name. We didn't say. Oh, but we said the show. Just kidding. Dude. They have like security pat you down. Like you can't take shit in there, dude.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they took they
Metal,
pulled my anal beads out, dude.
metal detectors.
Dude, they took my shoelaces.
Yeah.
Because I could strangle somebody apparently. So
Whew, dodged a bullet there.
hey, shout out.
Those was jokes.
No, but you did like the spot though.
Yeah, I think it's like the best spot. You know, that's
Yeah,
coming
like
a long
for-
time.
Yeah, like especially for like, punk shows. Like when it has like that whole like punk culture aspect to it. I like
Yeah,
that.
and I like that there's ins and outs, so you can
Yep.
take a breather, go outside, get some fresh air. So I mean, I really hope that they don't burn the spot just so.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, it's a really cool spot, and I'm glad that they're playing hardcore again. In Riverside.
yeah. Word, dude.
You know who I ran into? Jake Wisdom.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, he's like, dude, you want a beer? I got beer. And I'm like, no, I'm good, man. He's
Oh,
all right,
man.
I'll see you inside.
It's been a long time since I've seen that guy.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
Same
miss
here.
that dude.
I thought he was divorced, but he was like, oh, this is my wife. So, yeah. He looked good, though.
Yeah,
He looked good, yeah.
that's cool.
Looks in shape, looks fit.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. It would have been nice to see like that group.
There was
Yeah.
a lot of people I hadn't
there's
seen in a
lot of
while.
homies.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. So what do you guys want to talk about? We're finally doing it.
Segue. I know, dude.
We're finally
know.
doing it. We've been trying to do probably
How the
like
hell
two or
have we
three
not
weeks.
talked about this like for years, dude? Like,
Oh, like us specifically?
yeah.
I don't know.
It's been teased up until now.
Yeah. What are we talking about, Eddie?
The Hobbit,
The Hobbit trilogy.
the ultimate trilogy. Oh, we're talking about the Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings, dude.
Yeah, and like, like you recently, or I don't know, but have like been pretty public about like your love for
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings. Like, what started it?
yeah. Well, I've always been into that kind of stuff at like a young age. So like my dad was the one who put me onto like Warcraft,
Yeah,
like King Arthur and stuff, and I was really into like the movie Excalibur. So those things have always kind of been like up my alley. And I saw the Lord of the Rings movies when they came out.
yeah,
And man, I thought they were great. Like I was, man, this is perfect. Like in my mind, it was kind of like, dude, this is like the Warcraft movie I've always wanted. This is, all that stuff. It's, and then I was watching it like a few years ago, and it was the extended versions, and I was like, oh, like it hadn't dawned on me that they had some stuff like that. So I was watching one, and there was like scenes that were in the theatrical version where there's something going on in there that I was like, man, what is that? Like I got it. I was curious as to know what it was. So then I would go and look into it, and then upon looking into it, I realized that there is like this whole greater like lore, like they call it the legendarium.
yeah,
There's a whole grander story to it, like what you experience in both The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. That is just a small fraction of like the whole thing in general, and that's just kind of what got me really going on. I mean, you guys know me, dude. Like, some piques my interest, dude, and I just
yeah.
I hyper focus on it, So yeah, no, dude, but it's like, man, it's great. I love it. Yeah.
What
So
about
that's
you,
kind of
Eddie?
the thing.
Yes, I mean, same thing. Obviously, I don't think I'm like as in depth as you are, but the movies, like since day one, like when I first watched them, like this is like the coolest thing ever. And I haven't read the books. I did read The Hobbit, and I started the first book for Lord of the Rings. And originally, it was just one big book, right?
Yeah.
One big book, and I think they talked him into cutting it into three, right?
Yeah, because I think publishers didn't anticipate for like a big ass tome
Yeah.
to be like something people would want to buy, you know. So
Like, hey, read this giant ass book.
yeah, so like it's kind of like publishers wanted it to be like split up into like more manageable,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But either way,
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I watched them when they first came out, and I've just been a fan ever since. Like, I think this is the perfect trilogy.
oh dude,
I mean, every trilogy has like their flaws and all that, but has like the one movie that's like kind of like the black sheep. But this is just like everyone is just as good as the other.
yeah, and I think that's a lot of that has to do with them having filmed all three of them at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, they did them all at the same time. So like they were there for like, dude, like a year and a half or something like that. And they
Holy
were,
shit.
yeah, dude, they did a whole ass thing. So like that's why it's very like the continuity in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's so seamless, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like you know, they didn't take like 2-year, 3-year gap. You know.
No, not at all. Like if anything, I know that they like when I think like Return of the King or something when it was coming out, when it was approaching the release date, they wanted to do some like reshoots. So there was like a couple of one-off things where they'd gotten together to do like a couple of things. But outside of that, it was generally like in that one span of time when they were doing all three.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And it is one of those films that, you know, the more you look into like the behind the scenes, the more you appreciate.
Mhm.
Because like I mean, just like off the bat, like when I would see like those wide shots of like just Middle Earth, and I was like, man, how much of this is CGI? And it's like, no, they filmed in New Zealand for that reason. You know, they just have these. You can.
They have beautiful landscapes.
Yeah, like, you don't need.
The way that they described it is it was like an untapped version of what Tolkien had explained when he was writing about these places, based on like Europe at that time, or like the Europe in his mind, because a lot of it has to do with like industrialization coming in. So like he was, you know, had these beautiful countrysides, you know, and these like mountain, you know, giant mountain ranges, you know. So like they said it like it had like a lot of that like untouched aspects to it, so it was like perfect for that, you know, had everything.
Yeah. So I mean, pretty much, yeah. When I was younger, I liked them, but I feel like I appreciate them more now. Like the older I am, and like the more I'm getting into like actual filming. So I just like I appreciate these movies so much
That's how I feel.
because like I don't think anybody will ever create another trilogy as as committed as he was to this. To the point where like they would even do like minor things that I'm just like it blew my mind. Like you didn't need to do all this. Like
I know.
like the whole armor thing when they would like what is that called, the little chain
The chainmail?
thing?
Yeah, dude.
How they literally had like somebody just creating that.
Well, dude.
Didn't they spend like
it's
hours?
it was you know, like gas lines, how
Yeah.
they're like how they have that corrugated look.
Yeah.
They had snipped each like how it corrugates out. They would snip it at and make it into a bunch of rings, and they would make the chainmail out of those rings, because I guess they couldn't. In a lot of these types of films, like there's a lot of chainmail, and it's not always consistent, or they can't always get it right. It doesn't always look right, and that was the way that they did it. Like I guess like they say, I think as one of the appendices, that the couple of guys that would spend a lot of time doing that had worn the fingerprints off their fingers from having done it so much, you know.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I that's how true that is, but that's I don't know, but that's what they say.
But I mean, just like when the director's like willing to make little details like that,
I
and,
know.
like, go the extra mile. It's like,
Yeah,
man,
dude.
that's commitment. So
Shows they care.
yeah,
Yeah, because I remember getting in, or I didn't really get into Lord of the Rings like that. I thought the movies were cool, but I was never really a big like fantasy type guy, you know. I was more like on the science fiction. Like I loved science fiction,
Yeah,
but like the whole like dragons and stuff like that. Never really. I didn't think it was like whack or anything, but it just never really interested me that way. And then once I started getting more into like the production aspect of movies, it made me love those movies even more. Just looking into all that shit, you know.
yeah.
And then just seeing like the scenery in the movies and being that they were on location for all that shit.
Yeah.
Like it just made me appreciate it that much more. And yeah, like I wanted to rewatch Return of the King. I didn't have a chance to though, but I did rewatch Fellowship, and I always want to say Twin Towers. I did rewatch both of those, and man, fucking incredible movies, dude.
I know.
They're so fucking good. And like I would agree with that, even though I didn't get a chance to rewatch Return of the King, I would say this is probably one of the best trilogies. Like
The best.
yeah, I would.
Well, what else? What other trilogy can you think of?
Child's Play 1, 2, 3. No, I'm just kidding. The only one that comes to mind, like, I wouldn't say it's as good or better, but it comes to mind as like almost getting there, is the Planet of the Apes prequels.
Ooh. Yeah.
Like with the exception of that first movie.
Yeah, because that's still
That's
like
what
a
I'm
weak
saying.
one. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the only one that comes to mind for me.
Oh, I see what you mean.
because that one like it wasn't what's his name
Matt Reeves.
it wasn't Matt Reeves that directed that one, so it is like the weaker one.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the other two are just that great.
Yeah, and it was the same people behind Lord of the Rings, like the whole way through.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it was
Because it was Peter Jackson, right? Like all three.
Yeah, Peter Jackson.
I still think it's like so interesting that they like let him do it. Because up until this, like, what else? Because he started off as doing like kind of schlock, like what was that? He did a movie that was like I think it was like puppets, like murdering each other, like really off the walls, bonkers.
He had something I'm not familiar with. I know he did The Frighteners.
Yeah, and that's
with
like another one.
Yeah,
like,
with Michael J. Fox.
so like, I just thought it was interesting. Like, why him? And I've never like found out why or
Yeah, I don't know.
like, how he got to do it, but like I'm glad because like I can't see anyone else.
Yeah, I from what I understand, I think it was because Peter Jackson and Fran Walsh and I think Philippa Boyan, like those are the main like creators,
The
writers,
heads behind it.
and they're huge Lord of the Rings fans, you know. So I think they were just really, you know, they really pushed it on their own, because I know that they had made like this documentary, like a 30-40 minute documentary, trying to show studios that, hey, this is a trilogy film that needs to be made, you know. Like, so they really did a lot of like their own legwork, you know. So it was definitely like a passion project, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked up Peter Jackson. I had no idea he did Brain Dead.
Yeah. See.
Oh yeah.
Brain
Like that's
Dead.
what I'm saying. Like, dude, like he came from like that type of background to do like something as epic as
I know.
this.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I know.
But
Fucking 2001, the first Lord of the Rings came out.
2001.
2001.
Yep.
That's insane.
It was a Christmas release too.
I didn't know it was that old, dude.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think they came out in succession too, like 2001, 2002, and then 2003.
Possibly, I didn't see.
Yeah, from what I understand, I think they did it where it's like came out 2001, and then right before the Two Towers came out, they had released Fellowship of the Ring extended versions, and then they did that with the Two Towers before Return of the King came out. It was like keeping people, you know, so it was like really exciting. I was like, man, I wish I could remember like all of that hype. I wish I was into it like
Back in the
as
day.
knowledgeable as I am now, like back then, so that I could have like appreciated that, you know. But I mean, at the time, I was still like, I don't know, 2001, I was 13.
What I like about Lord of the Rings is like it's so considered kind of like a nerdy thing.
Uh-huh.
It's not like you know, growing up like in Star Wars, like you got made fun of it. Like now everyone likes it. Like it's kind of like not even like it's, all the cool kids like it now.
Yeah.
But I feel like Lord of the Rings is still like kind of untapped in that, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's mainstream, but it's not quite, you know, there yet.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of towing the line of like becoming like an okay to
Yeah.
like, I guess,
Uh-huh.
but it still gets put into that category of like Dungeons and Dragons and like Magic the Gathering type in a way, you know,
I mean,
where like those type like people make fun of them.
yeah,
is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's super nerdy.
Yeah.
But I'm down with it like that though.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think all that stuff's cool too.
I feel like it adds to it, and it's like, yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, you're right. They were released in succession, 2001,
so
2002,
crazy.
2003, and then he like took a 2-year break and released King Kong in 2005.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's right. He did King Kong too.
Yeah,
Forgot
he
about
did King Kong.
I didn't like it.
He was
But,
he
yeah.
used a lot of CGI in that.
Yeah, it just didn't hold up well, especially looking like now.
Yeah,
It looks terrible. But
there isn't really a lot of CGI in Lord of the Rings trilogy, right?
No,
I mean, there is, but I think he utilized it pretty well. Mixing.
I know that they did like for like major battles, they had like a program called Massive that they used, which generated like AI like combat
Oh, okay.
simulation between characters that are basically CGI. Because I mean, like they didn't hire like 100,000 people to play orcs. You know what I mean?
Oh, they
So-
didn't.
So like they had like this program that was able to run that, like, and they were able to prompt it in a way to where like, oh, these orcs fight like this, and then these are elves, they fight like this, these are so they kind of just let it run on its own, and they would kind of just
Man, I wonder how long it took to render back in the day.
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Yeah, and I know that they did
seven
like
A fucking computer.
like a bunch of window fans that hovering
Jeez,
around
dude.
it.
Fuck.
No, and I know that like in the Two Towers, like for Treebeard, like most of him is like what do you call it? An animatronic.
Oh, okay.
However, like the eyes and the features that move and talk, like a face would in the film, like those are added like computer generated, and obviously the motion capture with like Gollum and like the big Moma Kill,
And that was like a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I remember seeing like all the behind the scenes stuff like everywhere with Andy Serkis.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. It's wild.
Where-
Originally, he was supposed to be like just like a voice acting situation, but they had changed their mind and then went with the way that they did it.
Where he's actually acting.
Yeah,
Which is like there's that famous behind the scenes where he's like I think like in this little waterfall, little pond thing, he's
yeah.
just rolling around
yeah, dude.
like in freezing water.
And it looks like it hurts. Dude.
Yeah,
like
like
the
he's
way he
literally
like
throwing
flails
himself.
his body around in the like on the rocks. It's like damn, like it, like you can see him as Gollum doing that same thing, but he's just in that white suit.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Fucking Andy Serkis, dude.
I know.
Who also played Caesar in Planet of the Apes.
And Smog too in The Hobbit.
Oh, that's right.
No,
No?
that was Benedict Cumberbatch.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Who did he was he in The Hobbit or no?
yeah, he was Gollum.
No. Oh, that's right. Damn, I'm a poser.
Stupid
I'm a Hobbit
ass.
poser.
Yeah, I didn't just agree with you.
Hey, they both have cool.
No, I thought you said smog, not smaug.
Smag.
Smaug.
I saw the extended versions pretty late, and I remember that they had the Best Buy like Blu-rays, like the extended, and they were fucking expensive. I remember like I bought them, and I thought, oh, extended, they're probably like maybe at most like half an hour or longer. I think they're like what 4 hours and something minutes.
Yeah,
Like
it adds. I think like
4:25.
Fellowship has like an additional like 40 minutes or so, and Two Towers has a little less, but like I think the runtime for Return of the King extended version is like 5 hours, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
I think the Hobbit. No, I mean not the Hobbit. The first the Fellowship. I think it was 4 hours and 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's almost about
That's
4.5
ridiculous.
hours.
Yeah, but I remember like watching them and just like thinking, I don't think any of these scenes should have been cut because
I agree.
there's so many important things that happen.
Yeah, I mean that's the stuff that I'm telling you. It was because of those scenes that I'm just like, wait a second. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, like what is that? Like, what does that mean? And that's what got me interested in like, what is that? Like, and I think I had mentioned it before. Like, it was the extended version where I think it was in Two Towers, and it's where Aragorn's having an exchange with Eowyn, and turns out that he says he's like 87 years old. And she's like, "Oh, you're a descendant of Númenóreans, And it's like up until this point, like I had no idea what a Númenórean was, So I had to look that up, and then in looking that up, it's like you see this crazy situation that like takes place like a whole ass age ago prior to this story, right? and then that's when I found out that like Sauron, like isn't the original bad guy. Like
Yeah.
that, like there's a dude who came before him. That Sauron was the disciple of Morgoth, you know, and like man, like that provided so much more for me to like learn about. You know what I mean? And so I was kind of excited to watch Rings of Power when it came out because it's about the Second Age, so a lot of it takes place in Numenor, you know. But I mean, we can say that for another one.
Did you do it like some of the reading also? Like, did you read any of the books or anything like that?
Not until like recently, you know, like the last couple of years, you know, mostly like just audiobooks, you know. It's hard for me to kind of like sit and read like physically in front of me.
Yeah.
But I have like these audiobooks that I've been turned on to where they're like immersive. So like it's an audiobook and they're unabridged. So like it's word for word what's in the books. But like this dude put it together where he's doing all the sound design. So like when it's talking about like horses, like you can hear the hooves and you can hear like the wind. They implement like the score. There's the whole aspect of like voice acting. So like Gandalf sounds like a Gandalf and you know so on.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's really dope. Like when I listen to it, it's to me it's experiencing the book as if it were like the movie, you know, but like it's obviously like got like the stuff that's in the book that you're not exposed to in the film, like you know,
Yeah.
like the whole section like with like Tom Bombadil and you know things like that, you know. So I was kind of like, dude, like this is a trip. It's pretty cool, dude. Yeah.
Well, where did you listen to this on? What did you listen to this on?
I gotta keep that on the low, dog.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
was it one of those?
I'm not trying to dry snitch, dude.
Oh, okay.
I remember
No.
he sent it to me once, and he put like a little like shh face.
Yeah.
Well, no, the reason I asked is because I know like Spotify is implementing audiobooks now. Like if you have Spotify Premium, you could listen to audiobooks for free. But it's like a limited amount. I think it's like 15 hours a month or something like that.
Yeah.
And then after that, you have to like pay. But it was not available on Spotify.
I cannot confirm nor deny that you can access one of these books on Spotify
All right.
under the guise of a podcast.
All right, let me stop recording. All right, where did you... So you had mentioned that they filmed these like all at the same time, right?
Yeah, from what I understand.
And then they have like the extended cuts and each like between 4 to 5 hours. Has there ever been like a release like where it's just all together as one movie? And if there hasn't or there is, like, would you be willing to watch it like that?
I mean, like I feel like I watch it like that anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I mean, because like I play one and right when it's done, I just fire up the next one. I don't care what I'm doing, dude. You know. So yeah, like, dude. I mean,
Would you buy that if it was released like that?
No,
No,
I wouldn't be able to sit through that, dude.
no. But you wouldn't buy like if it was like released like as like a
I
collector.
would probably have it just for a collector's piece, but
Because like the collector in me, like my collector mind would be like, oh, dude, I would love to own that.
yeah. I see that. Yeah, I mean, like that would make me want to purchase it for like those types of reasons.
And I wonder, like, if that were the case, if they were ever to do that, if there would be some sort of like editing to make it seamless, like to go into one another. You know what I mean? Because I know there's like a bootleg version of Kill Bill, because that Kill Bill 1 and 2 were filmed like simultaneously, and it was gonna be released as one film. But Miramax was like, no, like you got to release it like as two separate movies. It's too long, so that's why he released it as two separate movies. But there's like a bootleg version called The Whole Bloody Affair, and it's both movies, and it's edited in a way where it just rolls with it, you know. So I wonder if like there'd be a way to do that with these.
I think that like in order to do it, you would have to, you'd have to not do the prologue portion of the Two Towers, or somehow edit that to where it
I
makes
was just
sense.
about to say that. Like, it wouldn't be
Because it flows well if you consider the extended version of Two Towers going into Return of the King. That you could do because like of how it has that the interaction with Grima Wormtongue and Sauron or Saruman while they're on Orthanc. That takes place in the beginning of Return of the King. So you could do it there, yeah, but I don't know, like, because I mean, you'd have to kind of weave.
It just wouldn't be seamless.
Because like that story with Smeagol, when they're fishing and find the ring, like that would kind of seem like a random, like
hard cut to that.
Yeah, like a hard cut to like this random memory. You know what I mean?
I see.
Yeah, because it's just like, oh, Boromir gets blasted. You know what I mean? By arrows, and then the next thing you know, like,
yeah,
this is random
they're on
hobbits
a little boat
fishing, and you know, one of them has like a weird ass voice. You know, like, yeah, I can see that being kind of random.
What always got me in those movies was what's him Bilbo that little jump scare they have in Lord of the Rings in the beginning, the Fellowship, where he like reaches for the ring, he kind of jumps through it, and his face just like kind of Gollum's for like a second.
Yeah, when the Rivendell, when he's like, oh, I want to touch it like one more time, you know?
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, I remember as a kid being like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
It would always get me.
I respect that one because like it's quick
It
and
gives you, like, a
it's the only
taste,
one
yeah.
like it, you know?
And the whole trilogy.
Yeah. And the point was, you know, to kind of like show like what that does to somebody, you know what I mean? So, I mean,
Do you remember that jump scare or no?
Yeah.
yeah. I always thought that was wild too, man.
It was just like, yeah, like you said, it never happens again. It's just like a quick little snippet.
Do you guys have a favorite one of the three?
I like the Two Towers.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Any particular reason?
The orcs. They just look fucking cool.
Oh yeah, because you get a lot of close-ups on
Yeah,
them,
that's the thing.
Helm's Deep.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And
It's
you just
dope.
get to see all. And then I like the. I hate that this is like why like I think the extended cuts are like superior. The whole Saruman and what's the other character?
The gross ass fool.
Yeah.
Grima Wormtongue.
Yeah, when
The gross asshole.
in the. Cause I got used to like watching the extended versions, so like when I finally did watch the theatrical version, like they cut that whole like him killing him,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, what? Like that's so important.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they just like casually just mention it later on. Like I'm just like if you don't watch the extended scene, like you don't get that.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
such an important scene. It's a fucking cool scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I don't. It's like very biblical.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole he comes up behind him and like fucking stabs him in the back. Like it looks really cool. But like I don't know, just a lot of that stuff. And
Yeah. It doesn't go down like that in the book though.
No,
No.
I haven't got that far.
No, that's tight though. Yeah, no, I feel the same way about the extended cuts because like for that same reason, you know, like there's so much depth that it can add to characters. Like the whole segment, like in Return of the King, I think it is where you have Boromir and Faramir together in Osgiliath as it's being as they're under attack, and they're having like a brotherly exchange, you know. And it's like, man, that adds like so much depth to like these characters and like the dynamic of their characters and the relationship they have with each other, and then with their dad, you know, because how Denethor, you know, was showing favoritism, you know, for Boromir, you know. So it's I think it's like when they're missing, it's kind of like, oh man,
Yeah, after watching it, you feel it.
You're like something's missing. That's all. It's
something's
different,
off.
dude. Yeah,
But I think it is mostly for the practical effects in the second one that I enjoy.
yeah, that's dope. Oh, you?
The same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, because of the orcs, dude. The orcs look so fucking tight to me.
I know.
Have you seen the meme where it's like if the orcs had regular human voices?
Oh, dude, I love those. I love those, dude.
Hey, what is it?
It's like man flesh, dude. It's so funny, dude.
No, yeah, like the prosthetics and the makeup they used on those orcs is just like it holds up. Like it holds up, and then it just makes me like even more upset about the Hobbit because they use a lot of CGI for the orcs and that, and
Well, and there's so much going on in that film, dude.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, you have the assault on Isengard. You know, after you seeing all these characters having, because the Fellowship has broken by this point, right?
Yeah.
And you have Merry and Pippin off with Treebeard and the Ents, right?
Yeah.
And they decided not to go to war. So like having to see them trick him into going into war basically on a different front, and then you have like the Helm's Deep buckling down, you know. But at the same time, you're realizing like, wait, Sauron is also like double crossing Sauron at the same time, you know. Like you're like, damn, like there's so much going on in that film. It's hard to not be like the favorite, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of character development too. That's
For
just
sure.
like whoa. It's like really fleshing all these characters out, and that's like one thing about this trilogy that I love, dude. Like every character feels important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like every single character. Like there's like even if they have like minor time on screen, like every person has like a big role in a big part in the whole as a whole. You know, so like. The four hobbits, like they're all just as important. Like,
well, even in the film where they have like where Haldir and the elves show up, we're like, oh, there was once an alliance between men and elves. We came here to honor that alliance, and they backed them up in Helm's Deep. Like that doesn't take place in the story in the book. Like Tolkien, that was never written, you know. But like by doing that, it adds that layer, that added layer of that development. Because I mean, like, how cool is that? You know, like, oh, they're honoring that old alliance. You know, so like there is I would say maybe the most like character development in that one. You know?
yeah.
Plus, I mean, it's pretty dope when Legolas is like on the shield, riding down like surfing down the stairs, dude, like rapid firing arrows. That's kind of sick, dude.
And that like camaraderie between him and
Gimli.
And Gimli.
Yeah,
like,
when they're like counting how many.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to like get the body count who can get more. That's tight.
Yeah, dude. Like little things like that. It's like it's a funny movie too, or funny movies. Like they have their funny things, but it doesn't like overtake. Like it doesn't feel out of place, I guess.
Yeah, and it doesn't, especially because like they do that in the book. So it's like it's not like it's something that they're adding, you know, for like movie comedic reasons.
Yeah,
you know?
because even like the hobbits, like they're kind of like bumbly.
I was gonna say like what Pippin and what was the other one's name? Mary.
Yeah.
Like they could have easily been like annoying, you know, because they are the ones that are mostly like just goofs, you know.
Yeah.
But like Eddie said, like they're important. Like they do play an important role.
Yeah. They made them like that in the movie though, because
Really?
because Mary's not he's not like a travieso like that.
No,
He's actually kind of from a noble like family lineage. Yeah. So they added a lot of that stuff, you know, to add that element to those characters, you know, in the story, you know. But it's tight, dude.
I thought I got the names wrong. Mary and Pippin. And
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
All right.
Marietta Brandy Book.
I don't know.
And Peregrine Took.
What's your favorite one?
I like the Two Towers.
Yeah?
For those reasons. Yeah. I mean, Return of the King is like, man, like, I mean, respect, dude, you know? But yeah, Two Towers is like, that one has that, it just hits different, dude, you know? Like, it has all of those things we were talking about, you know? And that's when you get to see a lot more of like the Nazgul, and those are like my favorite characters, you know? You see a lot of them like moving around too.
By far my favorite characters.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
They're the coolest
awesome.
ones,
Yeah.
dude. The coolest ones. I spend the most, like, when I'm like diving into stuff like on a regular basis about like Lord of the Rings. Like
Which ones are the Nazguls again?
The ringwraiths, the ones that are like
In the
cloaked in the
cloaks,
black,
the horses.
with the horses, and they have like just all you see is like the gauntlets and
Oh, okay.
they have the screeches.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the Nazgul. Those are the 9 men that received the 9 rings of power. They were the ones that ended up getting converted into those ringwraiths. So they're the Nazgul. They serve Sauron.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want to say about Viggo Mortensen.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget that it's him. Like I know it's him, but I feel like there's one of his roles that, like, the character takes over the actor.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, you know what I mean. Like there's certain movies where you see like okay,
Jack
that's
Sparrow and Johnny
yeah,
Depp.
yeah,
You know?
exactly. That's
Shit
exactly
like that,
what
yeah. I agree. Did you know that he was actually not the original? They had cast somebody else before him.
I did not know that.
I can't remember the guy's name. He was in his last name's Townsend.
Townsend.
Yeah. He was in Queen of the Damned.
Oh, the main actor.
Yeah. He
I
played
know who you're
Lestat.
talking about. Yeah, I don't like that guy.
Yeah. They originally casted him, but
I'm glad he didn't.
because I guess he was too young. swing at the time. So then I guess they brought in Vigo.
I'm glad because
Me too.
dude, that guy. I don't think that guy. Well, I mean, I've only seen him in Queen of the Damned.
Yeah, same.
All the characters, I can't imagine anyone else playing any of them.
And like, what a crazy situation to think like, because when you think about it, like Viggo Mortensen, right? He had no concept of the Lord of the Rings, but his son, I guess, is like a mega fan,
Okay.
and so he took the opportunity and like, like I can imagine what that was like for them, and also like it was Orlando Bloom's first gig,
Was it?
Yeah, dude. Like his first like legit like
Yes.
big boy job, like
What year was
Hollywood.
Pirates?
No, that I think that came afterwards, dude.
Wasn't Pirate? I thought Pirates was like 2000.
No, that came
No?
after. Yeah,
Oh shit!
yeah. It was his first gig, dude.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and then I guess Ian McKellen was supposed to be in Mission Impossible.
2003.
He was supposed to be in Mission
Pirates?
Impossible, and they were kind of like banking on like oh, is that gonna happen or not for him to play Gandalf?
Yeah.
And it ended up falling through for him, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. So like it's crazy how like the planets had it like aligned like that, and I guess with Elijah Wood, they had like they were looking specifically for like a British student. I guess they had gone through like a bunch of different people, and they had not been able to find the person that that wowed them like that. I guess they had received like a demo tape from Elijah Wood, who I guess may have hired a dialect coach to help him with his accent, and they're like, damn, like that's the guy, and then that's how he got that gig.
What about? Do you know about Sean Astin?
I don't know.
Who's
I don't
he?
know. Samwise Gamgee, the dude from the Goonies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Goonies, Rudy,
Stranger
Yeah.
Things.
50
Yeah.
First Dates.
I can't remember. I think that they casted him pretty early, and I think with like the dudes that played Merry and Pippin as well, and then Christopher Lee. Like I guess that was a slam dunk for them, because he's like
He's already a legend.
yeah.
Like,
He's if they say that he's actually the only person in that mix who's actually met Tolkien once in his life. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. He like reads like the whole thing like the Silmarillion and stuff like annually. Like I mean, he's dead now, but during his life he made it like a thing. He would go into it every year.
It's funny because like when I rewatched Fellowship and I saw Christopher Lee, I had forgotten he was in it, and I don't know why, but I always pictured him as an actor who'd be like, this kind of material is beneath me. I don't know why I think of him in that way, but I just but then I remember like, wait, he was in Star Wars,
Yeah.
like Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know why I would always think of him in that way.
Hey, I just think because Saruman has like that vibe about him, dude. Like, because he's kind of a dick, Gandalf 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 the wise, Gandalf the fool. Like he's always casting shade, dude. Like he's
Yeah.
you know.
He was talking shit.
Yeah, so maybe it's because like,
that
Saruman.
scene where he gets stabbed. Like I guess he was like arguing back and forth with Peter Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess like they wanted him to yell,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I've been stabbed before. Like you don't yell when you get stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
And so like he doesn't in the movie. Like he was like they both were bumping heads. Like no, like you need to yell. He's like no, I don't. Like
Yeah.
that's not how stabs work, So
Yeah, he's been stabbed before.
Yeah,
Fuck.
because he was in war in I forgot what war, but
Oh,
Yeah, they say
shit.
he was like some special forces or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, you should read up some of the stuff about him. Like, I feel like it's like you you have like Chuck Norris jokes. Like,
Yeah.
his are all real. At least that's what it seems like. According to like all this cool shit that he's done.
Yeah, he's real life Forrest Gump or what?
Something like that, I guess.
What's your favorite character? You didn't answer.
No, Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, he's your favorite character.
Yeah, like just because like I said, he's such a great actor. He always gets lost in his characters, and like it's always hard for me to not hard for me. I don't want to say hard for me. It's always like easy for me to forget that that's Viggo Mortensen.
Right.
Like I just see him as the character.
As Aragorn, yeah.
Yeah, and like I do feel like he's a severely underrated actor Like I don't think a lot of people see him in that caliber, but almost everything I've seen him in, he fucking knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, I saw that one. He did like the history of violence or something like that.
Dude.
Oh man, that shit blew me away, dude.
I love that movie. It's
Yeah.
a lot of people find it boring because it's
hell
like
no.
a slow burn type movie.
Yeah.
But that one and Eastern Promises.
I haven't seen that one.
It's really good.
Dude, he's so fucking good in Eastern Promises. That's probably my favorite movie of his.
That's dope.
You should watch it. It took Eddie fucking years to finally watch
Yeah,
it.
you get to see his dick in it.
Oh yeah, he fights like butt ass naked in a spa.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's pretty tight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say his character.
And you said Nazgul?
Yeah, Nazgul. You know, like I feel like they have a lot of depth, dude. Like
Yeah. There's so mysterious in the film. Like,
yeah,
you
dude.
don't, you're just wondering who the fuck is underneath that hood, you know?
Yeah, dude. Because I mean, like, and if you think about like from what you know about them, you know, they were men, and then when Sauron created the One Ring, and then he created those lesser rings, if you will, and he gave them to those men, and because of those rings, those men became like powerful men, you know. And one of them we know as like who was ended up being the Witch King of Angmar, and then Kamul, which is like a leader from one of the Easterlings, you know, and like they have like these lives that they lived, like these kingdoms or these legends about them, and then they became corrupted, you know, like, and then they have no will of their own.
Yeah, now
you
they're
know?
just like under control. Like,
Yeah,
just,
dude, they serve the will of the ring, you know, and it's just so metal, dude. Like it's cool, like, and into the fact that like you can't see them unless they have those cloaks on. You know what I mean? Like it's just dark and like cool, you know. I like them. You know, they look sick, dude. That's why I like them.
What about the music?
I just remember like the fuck, how does it go? It's like the main. I don't know if it's the theme or something. It's whenever like Bilbo is like looking at the ring, like wanting to put it. You know what I'm talking about?
Like the
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's the only thing I remember from the movie.
Yeah,
But I mean, like, I'm not like, I like the movies. I love the movies. But I like you guys are way more into it than I am.
yeah, dude.
So that's why, like, Viggo Mortensen's character. What was his name?
Aragorn
Aragorn
or Strider.
Strider.
Yeah,
Okay, you see, I didn't know that.
or King Elisar.
Okay, yeah, I don't know that.
He has a couple other ones, but I won't punish you guys with that.
Hot dude with beard.
Hot dude with beard. Guy who breaks toe on set.
Right? Yeah. I remember seeing like these set photos of Elijah Wood, like looking like he's turned into like Gollum.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't include that in the extended cuts at all. Right?
No, from what I understand, it is like supposedly like this scene. I don't know if it was meant to be like a vision of some kind or whatever, but it was to be like foreshadowing.
What was to come?
Like what was to come if you know like as he succumbed to the ring like that, you know. Whether or not that's like super accurate, I don't know, you know. That's just from what I know, but yeah, I've seen that same image, dude. It looks crazy.
It looks fucking crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know how true that is, but I mean they didn't include it, you know. I don't know why.
I wonder if it was filmed.
Yeah, I wonder too, because they have stuff that they had filmed. Like if you can watch the appendices of each film, and it basically breaks it down. Like they'll do like set design, you know, and then the next appendices will be like costume, you know, or casting, you know. They go down like indexed, and in that they will show like in Return of the King they had like segments that were like kind of filmed where Sauron actually comes out, and then Sauron and Aragorn are like actually fighting each other, like in front of Mordor. Like,
God,
wow.
that would have been sick.
I know, you can actually see like footage. They have it on like YouTube, dude. Like you can watch like what it looks like. You can tell that it's like a mixture of like really raw footage, but also like when they storyboarded it, but like kind of animated, you know. So it's kind of they have it mixed together like that. It's pretty cool nonetheless. Yeah, but that obviously they didn't use that.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty dope.
Yeah, that man, that would have been sick.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that was like that you know of that wasn't included?
As far as like
Just anything.
anything, like what do you mean? Like if it's in the book but not in the movie?
Just like if anything that they actually like were thinking of putting in the movie.
Oh,
Because I just know of the Elijah Wood stuff.
oh yeah, no. Outside of that Sauron thing I was talking about, where they're fighting, nothing really comes to mind. No, I mean there is a bunch of things in there that they changed at like versus the book, like and things that they left out, you know. But I can see why they would do that though, you know. But no, not like anything that they did film, you know.
Do you prefer the changes, or would you prefer that they had like kept it like it was in the book?
Well, I mean, I love the movie, so like I wouldn't change them. But I think that I'm glad. I like the way that they did it, just because for the sake of a movie, like it has to move along, you know, because there's like an entire section. So think about it like this: in the movie Fellowship of the Ring, or yeah, the Fellowship, right?
Yeah.
They are in the Shire. Gandalf says, "Dude, you have this crazy ring, right? You got to get this thing out of here. We got to go. This is mad dangerous." And then Frodo gets his ass up and he leaves, right? In the book, he actually he spent 17 years between the time that Gandalf and him have that first exchange about the ring and when he actually leaves with Sam and the other guys, you know?
17
There's
years?
there's a 17-year gap, you know what I mean? And then after they leave, they run into like a whole mess of trouble before they even get to where they're heading to, where they meet up with the Strider at Bree. You know, like they run into like Old Man Willow, and they get saved by Tom Bombadil, and this whole Tom Bombadil character, you know, like there's a big like chunk of the story.
He's really important.
Yeah,
So,
but like, dude, you couldn't really put that into film.
some
And
stuff,
have it move the story along, you know.
Yeah.
It'd be way too much time. It's kind of the dude, like it's kind of like the Santa Clausy character that just kind of sings everything, you know. And it's kind of like, you know, that really doesn't add anything to the story as it pertains to watching it in front of you, you know. So like they cut a lot of that stuff out, you know. Like for instance, like you know how when they have the swords, like the hobbits have the swords, and like they're able to like disable the Witch King, right? They disabled him with a strike. I think it was Mary, and then he falls, and that's when there's like, oh, no man can kill me. And she's like, oh, I'm no man, and she stabs him in the face. Well, the reason why like he gets like he's weak to those blades is because they're enchanted from like way back in like the first and second age, you know, and they come across those blades during the time of Fellowship of the Ring before they get to Bree. You know what I mean? So like things like that, I wish they had in there, because you can kind of see like where the importance of these blades, and you can add lore to it.
Yeah.
But like that's just adding a lot of different
Yeah.
characters, a lot of different stories to something that you're trying to move, because the ring has to go to the mountain and people get saved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the story, you know? So I can deal with the changes, you know? Like another one I guess you could say is like, you know, when Frodo gets stabbed by the Morgul blade,
Yeah.
and then Arwen comes to save him on the horse.
Yeah.
It's actually somebody else that does it, you know? So those types of changes, you know? But I mean, it is what it is, you know?
some stuff just translates.
Better on film
Yeah,
a certain way than it does in the
yeah.
book. Yeah, because, I mean...
It won't always work.
Exactly. Yeah, and I can see why they would do it.
And
Like
then
I said.
time, you don't want it to be.
Exactly, because then you're adding way...
Yeah.
The runtime, it's already is like super long. So, I mean,
Yeah.
It's already
adding
like
any more.
5 hours. Like,
Yeah, and they already had to like rework some of like how the story progressed in the books. For the sake of filming it, like they had moved some things around so it can be edited right. So I mean, like you have to make those types of changes, you know.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine like all the Harry Potter films got it right, like all the, you know, like the Twilight films or whatever, they all got that right. You know, I'm sure that like anybody who reads the books and watches those movies have the same types of criticisms, you know. But I don't know. I will take those changes over some of the stuff that I saw in Rings of Power. I will say.
Really?
Yeah. That one kind of just, I was like, man, like, why would you guys do some of those changes? You know. But yeah.
Did you still enjoy the show though?
I do. I like these characters being utilized as the vehicle to experience Middle Earth in the Second Age. That's what I'm on board for. You know what I mean? and it's just cool. I mean, it's visually staggering. You know, the practical effects on the orcs are back, and the bigger emphasis on like the fact that the orcs only travel at night. They're like allergic to the sun, basically. So they only roam around at night. So this is before like the Uruk-hai. So like in Rings of Power, they show that the orcs are the only like tunneling underground, and I like that, you know, because it's pretty accurate, you know, and they look really good, dude.
Yeah.
They look really good.
You haven't watched Rings of Power?
No.
You should, man. Like, I mean, it's cool. I mean, like the changes that they make might not bother you if you're not familiar with like the Silmarillion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like then you won't have like a frame of reference that would.
So I'm just taking it as is.
You're taking it at face value, you know, and the story's the same nonetheless, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out either.
Yeah, like bringing in like the whole Numenor aspect, like that's it. So basically, it's you know, in the prologue of Fellowship, they have like when the ring gets cut off Sauron's hand during the War of the Last Alliance. The king gets killed, and then Isildur, his son, is the one who cut the ring, and then he's the one who took it, right? Isildur is like a teenager coming of age as a warrior in Numenor in this in during that series.
And Ring of Power.
And the king, Elendil, he is just like a captain of the military in Numenor at the time. So, but he eventually becomes king when they come to Middle Earth and they establish the kingdoms of Gondor and Arnor, you know. But like that's all like, you know, Third Age, you know.
Yeah.
This takes place in the Second Age, which is thousands and thousands and thousands of years before all that, you know. So, that's basically what it's about, like how that, like how they kind of get into Middle Earth and like the Sauron kind of making his return. So that's pretty much it. It's cool, you know.
The second season's coming out pretty soon, right?
I think so, yeah. I'm more so looking forward to War of the Rohirrim, that anime that they're gonna do.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, they're gonna do an anime called War of the Rohirrim, which is like, you know, Rohan, the Riders of Rohan. Like,
Yeah.
it's about like the older ancestral version of those guys. Specifically about Helm Hammerhand, which is like a great grandfather of Theoden. They call him Helm Hammerhand because he had punched a dude in the face so hard that he killed him. Fuck. Yeah, dude, it's pretty dope. But yeah, that's the Helm's Deep. It's named after that guy, Helm Hammerhand. So it's basically him and his like Rohirrim warriors of that timeline. It's about that, but it's anime.
When is that supposed to come out?
It's supposed to come out like in March, but they had released a statement about there being like a delay due to like the strikes and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't seen anything.
What is it going to be released? Amazon also, or?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Because Rings of Power is on Amazon.
On Amazon, yeah.
Prime, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to check out Rings of Power. I've been wanting to. It's just, like I said, I'm not really that into like fantasy style stuff like that, but I do want to check it out.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not for everybody. Like every time like I talk about it around Alexis, like she rolls her eyes.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Like how the edit, like how she responds to you like being obsessed with this stuff.
She squirts me with water.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a cat?
No, I mean like dude. I mean, she's my wife, so like, you know, I'm gonna irritate her.
You're gonna punish her.
Yeah. So she just is so far disconnected from stuff like that like the mere mention, the mere mention of it, dude. She's just like, I'm telling you, I'll be like, hey, so check out this check out this cool thing. It's Lord of the Rings, and she's just like, oh God, you know. But I mean, she knows me, dude. Like I get pretty like obsessive about things that are cool, that are cool to me. So yeah, I don't know. She hasn't got rid of me yet, so that's
yet.
Yeah, because like there are times where like Anna, she'll tell me shit. She'll like give me shit, like tease me, call me like a fucking nerd or whatever. Cause I love watching shit like of videos on YouTube of like movies being analyzed and like when you guys came over on Friday before the show, I was watching a video on like the importance of color in the movie Seven. And it was like a 30-minute long video, and they were just talking about like how important color is in the movie, and like I was just so invested in it.
I'm the same way, where I watch videos where it's like I watch a few different kinds. Like one will be like, oh, what if Sauron got the ring? You know,
Like a lot of hypothetical stuff.
yeah, based off of what we know. You know, and then ones that are like breakdowns from like a bird's eye perspective of like movements of characters and battles and like, you know, like as if you're kind of similar to the kind of World War I type like nerd videos you'd find on YouTube. Similar to that. Like I like to watch something like that. So it's not just like the movies all the time. It's like me on my phone or listening all the time, like about these kind of like analytical type, you know, videos and audio and the audiobooks. Like she hears it, like, you know, and she's just like, man, like, bro, like that is just the nerdiest thing ever. I was like, I don't know, man, I can't.
Has she watched any of the movies?
No. She can't get past like this, like the theme, you know, like which I respect because I mean, you even said yourself
walking to a mountain
for
3 movies.
Yeah, like I'll tell her silly stuff, dude. Or I'll be like, hey, you know, like technically speaking, like Joseph's the size of a hobbit, you know. She's like, dude, I don't care, like, and like to me, it's just like I'll notice it. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, you know. And I have no one to share it with, so I share it with her, and you know, she gives me shit. It's fun though.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do it on purpose.
Just to annoy her?
Yeah.
That's fucking tight, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's cool.
What about like Joseph? You gonna try to get him into it?
Oh, dude, he can recite
Really?
the ring inscription in black speech.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
That's fucking tight.
Yeah. He tries his best, yeah. But he does it in like a Nazgul voice. Yeah, it's pretty tight. He's super into it, dude. Because, I mean, so, like, for his birthday, we're going to take him to the Renaissance Fair. Because I took him to medieval times, and it blew his mind, dude. So he was like a knight for Halloween. So I'm going to make my own Nazgul. Like, I'm going to get the gauntlets. I'm going to make the whole thing, like, legit. And then we're all going to dress up for his birthday. Because he's super into it, dude. Like, even today, they were like, okay, we're going to go to the trampoline park. And then Daddy's going to go do the Lord of the Rings show.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Danny should have brought him. Get some insight.
Yeah. I mean, I thought about it, you know, but, you know, he's like me, dude. Like, he just gets too excited, dude. And just can't sit still and want to just jump in and, like, you know, you'd have to like, hey, come back down to earth, homie. Yeah.
Get too overexcited like Eddie right now.
I think that's cool because I feel like it might be a little too dense for a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's cool that he has like the attention span to be able to like be into it.
Well,
somewhat.
Yeah. What I'm planning to do is I'm gonna start reading The Hobbit because I mean it's a children's book. It was written like
it's really
and
small.
the way it's written is chapter by chapter has its own situation. So like you don't read the whole book all the way through and look at it like the whole book as one chunk as a children's book. It's like different children's stories that make up this one larger story.
Yeah.
So I plan on reading it to him like that. So chapter by chapter. Because he's always like, oh, Daddy, who's that? Oh, it's Bilbo? Like, oh, like Bilbo, you know? Like, he knows people. Like, he thinks Legolas is his favorite because he thinks he's badass how he shoots his arrows. He calls him the Hawkeyes.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I love him because he's like, I love Legolas. He's my favorite because he's badass with the Hawkeye. Like, oh, yeah, I agree, dude. He likes Legolas and the Nazguls.
Have you guys ever watched the animated Lord of the Rings movie?
I have.
Have you?
No.
No. How is it? I've never seen it.
They're cool, dude.
Yeah. How many are there?
There's 3. So,
those came out in the 70s, right?
the one by I think it's Bakshi, like that one came out in 1978. That was the second one that was made. Rankin Bass, the same creators of the Frosty the Snowman.
Oh yeah,
cartoon,
yeah.
They did The Hobbit, and then I think it's Ralph Bakshi, it could be, did Lord of the Rings, which is basically Fellowship, Two Towers, and like touching on Return of the King, but didn't really get to that. And then I guess Rankin Bass redid Return of the King, but as like a TV, like a made for a TV version. That one I haven't seen, but I have seen The Hobbit, and I have seen the Lord of the Rings one. That one, I like the Lord of the Rings one better. They utilize this really dope technology. I don't know what would you call it, but like it's actual people acting, but they have like this filter or layer that they put over it, so it interacts seamlessly as like a cartoon character. So like they hyperimpose like this cartoon animation over like these actual people, you know, and a lot of the Nazgul sequences showcase a lot of that, and they have like a lot more interesting takes on how characters look based on like how they are described in the book, like Gandalf, you know, like dude's kind of more of a dick, you know, like he like flinches at Sam, like
Yeah, all two for flinching, bitch.
yeah. And they have like memes of him like where you have like Bilbo like puffing on the pipe, and then there's like a scene where Gandalf like pops up like right after the smoke hits the air, you know, like as if it appears he's being like thirsty for the smoke.
Yeah.
So like they have like these differences in how the characters present sometimes, but yeah, dude, it's pretty cool. It's interesting, man. It's different. I think you guys would really enjoy like what I'm talking about, that animation style that they use within it. I think you guys would like appreciate how cool it is. Because I've never seen it before until this, and I haven't seen it in any other movie since.
So what you're saying is like it looks like realistic, but it's animated.
So like you can tell that it's a person, right? But like it looks like it has like this, like, you know, if you were to take out your phone and you have the camera going, and then you can choose to put a filter before you take, and they have like an option to do like it looks like comic booky.
Yeah.
But like what you're seeing is an image of a person, but like it's being kind of like converted through that filter to be like animated in a way. It's like that. So, but there's scenes like say at the Prancing Pony, you have like guys in the background drinking, and like, you know, it looks like this pub that's just lit, right? And they're all actual actors, you know, but they have like that overlay, and you can kind of see a less and less overlay as they further back they are in the pub. It's pretty cool. But then like the Hobbits come in and they're actually animated, like full on animated characters. They're not in that room with these actors, but they make it work so well, you know. It's interesting. It's different. Like I said, I've never seen anything like it before.
Have you ever seen a movie called A Scanner Darkly?
It's kind of like that.
Is it kind of
It's like it's like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now
Yeah, because the way you're describing it, like that's what it reminds me.
it's like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Not the whole thing though. Like like most of it is straight up like traditionally hand-drawn like animation, but they have that element in there, especially like when they're riding horses and stuff. It looks really cool, dude. Like you'd have to see it to appreciate it.
I definitely want to see it now.
Yeah. It's sick, dude. It's hard to find, so you just gotta like find it online if you can rent it or whatever, you know, or you can, you know.
I'll just have Eddie buy it and I'll borrow it.
And never go back.
Do you own the Lord of the Rings movies?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you have like some sort of special edition or?
Yeah. I don't have the 4K ones, but I got the Blu-ray extended editions when they first came out. So it's like in this beautiful like gold case.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let me have it.
Yeah, and you have like the appendices and stuff.
Yeah, I do want to get the 4K steelbooks, but they go for mad money.
Yeah.
People, scalpers just sell it for a crazy amount.
Yeah, I just have like the DVDs, like the individual ones they have, you know. I just don't like have like a place to start working on that kind of stuff to where like, you know, it's not going to be able to get like messed up by like my son or anything like that, you know, like I need to have like a designated area, right? Because I want to get like other things like you know, when we went to Frankenstein's, like you saw me like shopping around at like swords and shit, you know. So I want to get things like that too, you know. That way I can like put them up because I stream everything. So like I own the Hobbit trilogy and Lord of the Rings trilogy like on an app, but I don't have like a physical copy out or anything. I don't really have really physical copies of any film.
Do you prefer streaming?
Yeah, it's just easier,
Convenient,
especially like with the kids and stuff. You know, I can just like I can cast it to a TV in their room and whatever. It just works a little easier. Like because like you know when they're babies they get into that kind of stuff. So like I've had like a lot of DVDs get ruined.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff that I was like really excited about. Like I have a Singing in the Rain like Blu-ray that I had gotten like for my birthday or something, and she like my daughter like chewed on it when she was a baby, and it's like the whole thing got messed up. So it's like damn. So
Touching back on the Blu-ray, it is the extended cut that I have. It has so much data in it that halfway through each movie, you gotta pop it out and put the other one in to watch the other half.
really,
So that's why I want to get the 4K ones.
like it's the sound of music and shit.
Pretty much, you have to like.
It says intermission.
No, it does. I'll say like insert next disc or something like that.
shit.
Yeah, and
Fuck, dude.
Damn.
and that's why like that's the difference between like 4K and Blu-ray. Like 4K, you're able to put so much more data on a disc.
Really?
Like I forgot how much more, but it's ridiculous.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, that's another reason I want to get them.
That's cool.
Another cool thing that I noticed, like when I first got those Blu-rays, I think it was in the Fellowship when they're introducing all the characters, and Legolas, you can see his unibrow, and I just remember thinking, this is so fucking high definition, like I can see his fucking unibrow. Like I just remember being stoked, because like apart from that, I would just see him like on DVD,
Yeah.
you know. So I was like, damn, that's tight. I just remember that image of like his unibrow, like it just stood out to me.
Yeah, you're like, damn.
Is the
Wouldn't it be
future.
a monobrow since he's British?
But yeah, technology, that's what it's for. Unibrows.
Yeah, because when I went to the swap meet recently and I bought the Dark Knight trilogy,
Ugh.
the guy I bought the Dark Knight trilogy from, he had the extended version. They're on DVD though, and like the snob in me, I was like, I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
You'll get to that point. I mean, and it, as technology progresses, like when 4K was first coming out, I'm like, why the fuck would anyone buy that? Like Blu-ray is just as good, and it's like,
Yeah, that's
how
funny.
wrong I was.
Yeah, that's funny.
But I mean, but a lot of movies still have like when I go to homies' houses and they're watching like a VHS, like there's something like so comforting about watching that. Like like something like, I don't know, just comforting about watching it, like where it just looks like crap. Like it just doesn't look good, but it's like charming almost.
Yeah, because I mean, like, like I can imagine it feels like when you saw it in the movie theaters.
Yeah, because like if you're watching a campy movie, it's like one thing to watch it like on 4K. Everything's just like really like polished, and then you watch it like on a VHS, and it's just a better experience.
Yeah, especially like with how detailed. I mean, Weta Workshop did a really great job, like with like all like the costuming, and because they did everything, the prosthetics, like the set, everything. So like I can imagine, because like I stream it 4K, but I mean it's streaming, so you're at the mercy of your internet connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
being able to have it like on a hard disk,
I always tell people like it's more than just like it's the sound too. It just sounds like
right.
better on a disc, and obviously the picture looks better too.
Yeah.
But physical media.
Yeah, like when you mentioning the sound, it always reminds me of like streaming shit on HBO on Max. I don't know if you guys have that issue, but like for some reason the volume is so low on Max. When I'm trying to watch something, I have to turn the volume up so high on my TV.
Really, I haven't noticed.
Like
I haven't been on Max in a while either.
It's only on Max. Like every other streaming service I have, like it's fine.
Somebody had mentioned that like in a random YouTuber, getting off subject, but really quick. He like mentioned that he was having like some sound issues with some movie he was streaming, and he had the actual physical copy. He plugged it in, and he said that sound like was a million times better. I think he was turning it up like during quiet scenes and turning it down during like the action scenes.
I hate that.
Like they were just so unbalanced.
Yeah.
And when he put the actual like Blu-ray in, it just like it was the streaming thing that was fucked up, not the actual Blu-ray. But like another important thing about it. But one thing I wanted to mention, you had mentioned that Joseph is the size of a hobbit right now.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? It has a a term for it. It's not forced perspective, but what they use to make the hobbits seem.
Forced perspective.
But no, that's not the word though.
Yeah, that's how they did
I,
it.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
that's
it
how-
has an actual like film name for it, and I don't remember.
Well, if you watch the appendices,
Uh-huh.
like Peter Jackson himself refers to it as forced perspective.
Damn, I'm so smart, dude. But I love that.
You know that's why they did a lot of the computer animated changes in The Hobbit. I recently learned this because they couldn't pull off the same forced perspective tricks that they did in Lord of the Rings, or in The Hobbit as they did in Lord of the Rings, because they filmed it in instead of 24, they did it in 48
frames.
Yeah, so I guess because of that, it doesn't translate the same. Same thing with the practical effects on the orcs. So that's why they opted to do it that way, I guess.
You just blew my mind right now, dude.
I know.
You're welcome.
No, dude. Like I'm like,
Yeah, it kind of makes you think differently about how you feel about those films now, huh?
yeah, because there's always something off about them.
Yeah.
And that's why like they.
Well,
know,
I mean, there's a lot of silly shit that
No.
that they added.
But
and
I'm talking about just like the way it flows and like
Mm-hmm.
it looks. Because I mean the standard is 24 for any like
Yeah.
like typical movie. That's what translates best for your eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
And 48 is only used because if you're gonna use like slow motion later on, you're gonna slow something down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that they went that route. Damn.
It's pretty cool, huh?
Damn.
You ever rewatch The Hobbit now?
I recently, yeah. Oh, we can do like a part 2 to just do The Hobbit.
Maybe we could talk about all the side
Yeah.
shows and movies. But anyways, yeah, forced perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, it blew my mind. Like looking up, I'm telling you, how much work went into those movies.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you see like even kind of like the techniques that they used, like how they set it up to where, for instance, like when Gandalf and Frodo are on the carriage together at the same time. When you're watching it, like they look like they're next to each other talking,
Yeah.
you know, but like in reality, they have built this wagon in a way to where Elijah Wood is sitting like a little higher and further back, you know, and then Ian McKellen's like right here in the front, and then as it's moving one direction, like the camera turns, like so it's constantly capturing it from that perspective as if they're next to each other to give you that image of like Gandalf being like 6 something and then Frodo being like 3 foot whatever, you know.
And,
It's wild, dude.
and then that's the cool thing about these movies. Like you have all these epic shots, all these battles and stuff. But it's like the little scenes, like where they're in Frodo's house, and they're like it's Gandalf and him like eating on the table. Though, like, it just seems like a boring normal shot. But when you realize how much work went into it, the special camera rig they had to build for it to move around,
Dude, the way
table,
at the party. It's at
Yeah.
the party. There's Gandalf is sitting there smoking the pipe or whatever, and then there's like hobbits moving around with their drinks in the background, and like, but the whole thing looks like it's still, but in reality they're on like this spinning
rail
platform
thing,
or
yeah.
something, and then as they're turning, the camera's also turning like at a different rate of speed to kind of always capture it in that. It's pretty insane, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, they do that through the whole movie, dude. Because I mean, like, how are they gonna get like Gandalf banging his head on a chandelier, but yet that thing looks like miles away in comparison to a Bilbo? You know what I mean? One of the things that they had mentioned was like, it worked out perfectly because John Rhys Davies, the dude who played Gimli, he is 6 feet tall. You know, he played a dwarf, and he was only just like maybe a foot or so taller than like Elijah Wood and them. You know, so they could be filmed together without any tricks just fine. But then when they had to utilize the taller characters, they had to do it. They had to mix it up, try different shots. You know, it's pretty wild, dude.
even the clothes they wore, like it was designed to make them look a lot smaller than they were. Mind blowing, dude.
I know. You know, they even had like they had doubles like who are like little people in like masks. So, but you know, depending on how far they were away, you know, like I think there's like footage like when they're filming from like the riverbank when they're on the Anduin and they're in the boats and you can see like that there's Frodo in a boat, but that's not actually Elijah Wood, you know. But it's like a little person with like a mask or of some kind to kind of look like Elijah Wood from a distance, so that it is like a tall Aragorn and like a small Frodo, you know. It's pretty wild.
I'm gonna ask you guys a serious question.
What's up?
I feel like this might not apply to Jose anymore, because I don't know how many times you've seen these movies. Did you guys cry at the end?
Of which one?
Return of the King.
I haven't watched it in a while.
Oh man!
Like I said, I wanted to.
We'll follow up next
Right.
next time you watch.
Because I do want to rewatch it. I do want to rewatch it.
Dude, there's very few movies that make me cry.
Yeah, dude. It's
touching, dude.
It is touching, dude. Like, Frodo gets to go to Valinor, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty epic, dude. He doesn't have to suffer the Morgul wound for the rest of his life.
But
You know?
I mean, just them saying goodbye to each other, like after this epic journey, dude. It's just so.
Did you know that after that, Legolas and Gimli end up going on that same boat to the same place, and Gimli's the only dwarf to have done it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
I remember the first time I watched it, Return of the King. I was so confused because I didn't know what the fuck happened. Like where they were going. Like, because if you're not familiar with it, you're gonna be a little confused. So I did have to research that.
Yeah. It's Valinor.
Yeah. So I mean, now I know. Because I was just like, wait, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
So like, I think I had to like YouTube it. Like, okay, what Ending explained.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So what is Valinor?
Valinor is the Undying Land. It's the original location on Arda, which is the world that is where Middle Earth is just like a nation on this planet, and the planet is Arda. Valinor is like, think about Valinor as something like the Garden of Eden. You know, somewhere between. It's like this middle ground between heaven and earth. You know, and it's where like all the it would be hard to name them without describing what they are, but all of the Valar live there, you know, and they're like gods and demigods, and they live there, and that's where the elves are originally from, and it's not a place that they're allowed to go to, you know, like the god of that universe, Eru, Iluvatar, does not allow that to happen, but when you like go there as a part of like your life journey, you know, into like the afterlife, you go there. You know what I mean? And if you don't do it like that, you end up like dying and you go to like the halls of Mandos, which is like purgatory. But yeah, it's like the original like holy land, you know, it's like there's no evil there, you know. It's hard to kind of like talk about it without getting too in depth with like all the things that make it what it is, you know?
Yeah.
You know, because like you learn about Valinor really early on in the story, which is like literally from the dawn of time in accordance with this story. So it takes place like a millennia before the events of Lord of the Rings, you know? But it's like going to the Garden of Eden or like heaven, basically, you know?
Okay.
It's pretty cool. Did you guys have any like questions like about like say in the movies something that maybe you're like, oh, I wondered about this, or you know, that didn't make sense?
yes, this is like one of those like things that's like, it's not really a plot hole, but I see it pop up everywhere. Like, why didn't they just fly to the mountain? What's your take on that?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I honestly, I think it's just plot convenience. Like, you won't have this epic journey if that happens.
Yeah. There'd be no like point to the story, you know.
You've heard of that plot?
Yeah, I've heard.
Like, why couldn't you just summon the eagles and have the eagles fly their ass over there?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm sure that like I could probably have a better answer for you, like if I were to look into it.
Yeah, because I mean, I've looked into like people's like arguments for it, and it's like there's a lot of back and forth, but ultimately, I just think it's just you just wouldn't have an epic journey.
Yeah, there just wouldn't be a story without it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Plus, like, I can just imagine like the Eagles had better things to do, you know?
Yeah. I don't care about you.
Yeah.
Hobbits and your shit.
Yeah, like it's like, man, I'm Gwai the Wind Lord. I'm trying to I'm not no Uber for the ring. You
For
know?
real.
That's one thing I did like about the Hobbit movie. When they're in battle and these fucking eagles are just dropping bears into battle, I was like, that's fucking tight,
Yeah.
dude. That's so cool.
It's one mega bear.
Oh
Bear?
man, that's so badass.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah. Anyways, that's the one cool thing about the Hobbit. But no, I really love that ending. I like how you get to see Samwise, go back to Hobbleton, and after that, it has you're left with this like this feeling where it's like, man, he just did the most important thing in the universe, and he's like back in a like bar like with his beer and all that, like back to like the simple life, you know.
Yeah, he's the real hero of the story.
Yeah, and
Because Frodo failed.
Yeah.
Frodo fucks up. Yeah.
No, he straight up failed. He did not do his job. Like he fucked up.
And yeah, I feel like, over the years, I feel like Samwise has had like a cult following now because people are realizing like he's like the true hero of it.
Yeah.
And he really is. Like
I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nut, dude. Yeah.
I wish everybody had a Samwise Gamgee. Man.
That's what's up.
You guys got me.
I mean, you're cool.
Now you're whack, homie.
What's up?
Despite what everybody else says, I think you're all right.
I don't care what anybody says about you. I think you're okay.
Thanks.
All right, so to wrap this up, because like I loved hearing you guys talk about it. Like it just made me even realize even more that I don't know anything about these movies or this lore. But it makes me want to like dive into it because now I want to rewatch like even Fellowship again.
Yeah.
Just to start from fresh, and then look into like the audio stuff that
I do think it, like, if you haven't seen it or like you just haven't seen it in years, the best way to watch it is to try to watch them as close to each other as possible.
Yeah.
To get like a really good experience out of it. Like, because I know people that are like, oh, I'll watch it and then like next month I'll watch the other one. Or
if you want to watch it from like a film perspective, I think the best way to start is with Fellowship to Return of the King and then do the Hobbits. But if you wanted to try and kind of like have things flow the way that it is chronologically per story, it's actually quite cool to watch it like with the Hobbit trilogy first, regardless, because like you'll be like, oh, that's connected here and here, you know what I mean? So it's cool. Like I was talking to my brother and he said that he watched it like that. And he was just like, oh man, like he was hitting me up in real time, like, oh dude, this thing is like from this, oh that's super sick, So I can see how people can appreciate watching it, not so much from like the movie, like from a film perspective,
just chronologically,
just from the story, like as you're experiencing it, So,
but the question I wanted to ask you guys to kind of end it, and it might be like a loaded question, I don't know. What does this trilogy mean to you?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know. It means a lot to me, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh, dude. I don't think people realize like how often, like, dude, I'm always fucking with it, like all the time.
Dude, I see the memes.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by it all the time, like intentionally.
Yeah.
It makes me happy, dude.
Yeah.
It makes me happy, and I love everything about it. I can see a lot of traits in like characters who like what it's like to be like masculine, from the perspective of someone like Aragorn and Faramir, like the way that they present those aspects, like on friendship, what it means to be brave, to step out of your comfort zone, like there's a lot of and to challenge yourself, like there's a lot of those things that are in this story from these characters, like, because for me it goes beyond just the movies.
Yeah.
So like I just love like everything about it, and plus it's just fun, dude. It's hard to not, like, for me at least, it's hard to not like want to be hearing of something about it all the time, you know, to be looking at something that has to do with it, like fan art. Like I'm on DeviantArt, like looking at what people are like renderings of like Nazgul and stuff because they're so sick, dude. And like the way it connects people, you know, like it's dope, you know. It's just fun, man. You know, it means everything to me, really.
What do you think about that, Eddie?
It's all right. I'm kidding. No, I love everything about this trilogy. And I think anyone who watches it will take something from it.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's so much, you know, after watching it, you know, it has a little bit of everything: friendship, courage, cool villains. Like,
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
like
yeah, dude.
like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, like if you're not familiar like with the lore beyond Lord of the Rings, like learn about Morgoth, you know? Man, that is such a dope, like dark, like super metal like character, dude. Like, man, like I'm not surprised that so many people like implement like Morgoth like stuff into like song lyrics and like for metal bands. Is like exactly what you're saying, dude. Like it has such like cool like evil characters, but like, you know, like Bayhorn, like the shapeshifter bear into like a giant man, you know, like that shit's cool.
fucking
And
talking, fighting trees, dude.
invented languages.
Yeah.
Invented languages, dude. You know what I mean? Like multiple of them. That's pretty cool.
And and even aside from that, just like from a filmmaking point of view,
Yeah.
it is like it's literally a cinematic masterpiece.
I can send you guys this 3-hour long video that's like a complete retrospective of the filming of making Lord of the Rings. I think you guys would really like it.
That's something I would definitely watch.
I really recommend watching it. Like they have the same guy that did that one made one for The Hobbit too. I haven't finished that one yet. I just saw that he had released it. But dude, it's really informative, like to the point where you're like, man, that is so cool about like the whole aspect of them trying to make like this documentary film to kind of pitch the idea of making these into a trilogy. You know what I mean? Because nobody wanted to do it. Like it talks about that kind of stuff, and it's so fascinating to see. Like somebody had called it, I think, the biggest low budget film ever made. The biggest indie film ever created.
That's what I was kind of getting at. Like I don't think there'll ever be like I'm 100% positive there'll never be another trilogy like this. Not necessarily just Lord of the Rings. I mean just like where it's just they're so consistent and so like well made. There's nothing really negative about any of the three, you know?
Well, dude, Return of the King, like I don't know where people are on like Oscars and stuff. But Return of the King went 12 for 12.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like even though I think like most people are gonna lean to like that one being the best one and their favorite, like I would totally agree. I'd be like, yeah, I can see why. But like they're all to me just as fucking good. Like I can watch The Fellowship and be like blown away.
Yeah,
I can watch, Two Towers and be blown away.
Yeah.
So to me, there's like to say one's better than the other, like is like it's a big deal because they're all fucking good.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, man. I really do think that this is probably the only perfect trilogy to exist.
I agree.
But
I agree. Film wise, yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah.
I like hearing you guys talk about it. Just because I just like hearing people talk about shit that like they love, that excites them. It's tight because it makes me appreciate it that much more. And especially you guys, two of my closest friends. So, man, we're getting all sappy on you.
I know.
Damn, Lord of the Rings is making us like bond, dude.
Damn.
Good. No, but hey, thank you, man. Like, finally for coming on and have like allowing us to pick your brain on this shit.
This is a long time coming.
Yeah. I was trying to, if I'm being honest, I'm being a little anxious because I was like, okay, I don't want to get carried away.
So dude, get carried away.
I hope
dude.
I didn't because dude, like I can lose my mind getting down with like all of this, so.
No, dude, get carried away.
Yeah. But I was gonna cut like half of the shit you said.
It's gonna be like a 15-minute episode, dude.
Yeah. It's gonna be 3 hours of me punishing people on the Silmarillion,
Yeah, sure. No, but yeah, like I said, man, thanks. Like,
I appreciate it, dude. Like, I'm glad you guys wanted to do this. I enjoy talking about it. It's and it's something that brings us together, so I can appreciate it, dude. It's fun. Plus I love hanging out with you guys too.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, Eddie's still like cool, but
Eddie felt a little left out from our episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, my coworker, I guess he listened to your guys' episode, and he listened to the one immediately after. It was just like me and Fidel talking about like prolapse anuses and shit. I was like, man, fuck Fidel, dude. I was like,
funny.
yeah. Finally have like a subject, because sometimes, man, we just bullshit, dude, and we talk about
Random
disgusting
disgusting shit.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite episodes.
But I bring it up also because like I got a lot of feedback on that one, man. On the one with me and you.
Really?
Yeah. A lot.
Good. I hope. I mean,
No, yeah, all good.
really.
All good, yeah.
You don't have to share it like right here if you don't want to.
No, I'm not
curious
gonna
to know,
tell you.
Yeah.
No, I won't tell you.
Okay, for sure.
No, a lot of people tell me like that has been their favorite episode so far because Eddie wasn't on it, No, just people genuinely saying like, like it's been their favorite episode, especially like that telling me like, oh, I relate to a lot of stuff that you were saying. Like that your friend, like your Jose was saying, like I relate to a lot of that stuff, like being a parent, especially like dealing with shit like that. Like, and I was like, dude, that's fucking tight.
Damn, that's cool. I'm glad you told me that. That's pretty cool. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, like people, even like certain people from work that I had no idea knew that I did a podcast.
Yeah.
Like reached out to me
Yeah.
and told me, and I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Because I had a few people reach out to me as well. Yeah, and like where somebody had one of them shared something with me that they had written, and one of the things I took away from it, like that stood out was like he said something in this, and I think it was like a eulogy that he had made, and it was like, don't expect what you're not ready to give, you know. And I was like, man, that's cool, and that's basically what he was saying. Like, it reminded him of that, and I was like, man, I appreciate you sharing that too, No, that's cool. That's cool to hear. I'm glad that that people connected with it like that. Yeah, I hope people like this one too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Cause like you're like, you'd say like you don't want to ramble or you could you don't want to get carried away or something, but like we like that.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't ask you on otherwise, because we like when people talk, like just go off, dude. Like who, like
Yeah. Well, I just, I know that I'm just self-conscious, I guess, about like, I know that I can get hung up in details because I'm very detail oriented when I'm thinking, like, cause my mind moves very quickly, so like, I know that I can get hung up on small details because they excite me,
Yeah.
So when I say like rambling, I hope that I'm not like, missing the point because they're trailing off too much or something, so, but no, I know that I can talk to you guys, and, so I appreciate that, you don't mind me rambling like I am right now.
No, dude,
Shut up, dude.
I hate Eddie talks too much.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, I like these episodes, like, because I like you said, I enjoy the rambling, especially if it's something that I'm really interested in. And I can hear people talk about Lord of the Rings all day. Like, you literally blew my mind in a couple little sections here, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
I'll send you guys like some of the videos and some of the like the channels that I fuck around with, to kind of get like my Lord of the Rings fix, because you can learn a lot of cool stuff from that too.
Yeah, I'll see what's up. No, like once again, man, thank you.
No, I appreciate it, dude.
I'm sure people will enjoy this one because I mean, I enjoyed just being the spectator here. So it was tight.
That's cool. Don't look at me with your eyes.
Why not? I'll look at you with my dick. We'll see you guys next time.
All right, late.